look at the two type of identifying information used in race tasks in IELTS. The first one we will discuss is the yes, no, not given questions, and then we will take a look at your true, false, not given questions. So we will discuss the approach of the question, the format, the solving strategy, the common mistakes, and we will do a skill practice so you can identify the right answer in the exam. So in this point, we're going to talk about how to solve and how to select the right correct answer and understand that question, okay? So let's get started. Good advance is a good thing in our side. You be careful about the words that I talked about, the modifiers that change the whole meaning of the sentences, and your time, okay? Do not waste your time. Now, let's take a look here at the strategy or how to solve that. We're just going to talk about strategy-wise here. The first thing that you do, if you see that type of question, you jump into your statements because you know that you already know what is in here. You can read it with your eyes like for a second or two, but you already know because it's the same for everyone, for every single text. Now, how to tackle, I have to go each question one by one and select my keywords. Okay, so you have to understand that in this one specifically, keywords, as I said, are words that could be paraphrased. So words that can be paraphrased. So here we have personality tests, circle. I underline any things that are factual informations that are also important, like it could guide me, like the dates, the names, any of these type of factual information that might pop up in the passage. But those not my keywords, those are just important factual information in the statements. If basically you finish with your keywords part, now it's time to do what? Scan for these words. Don't go like, okay, you can go the first one in the text. Before you go straight to scanning, you have to do your keywords first. Because your keywords are your guidelines for identifying your paragraph that has information. Once you found something that has similar meaning somehow to your statement, you know that that's my answer paragraph right here. You can put it, you can put a note on it, like you can put statement number 1, for example, and start scan for this information, how it looks like, how it's presented. So, basically, as you can see, if your text, what you have scanned, confirms the information in your statement, you put T or true. If your text, the paragraph, contradicts or is the opposite to the information, you put false. If there is no information or it's impossible to know, you have to put not given or NG. Remember one thing, that when you are dealing with factual information, like what we're dealing right now with the true false not given, there's no room to say that something that is similar or nearly the same. We will now do the skill practice and we will understand better. So note that down. It's very important. Just because an answer looks like not giving does not mean that there's no word or statements that match the word in the text. This is what confuses people. If words match, the words matches. That's a true. Because I am just looking at one keyword at a time. You need to understand what is my statement about. So if you go and you think that I have to match the words, if the words are in my passage, that's true. If the words are not in my passage, that's false. And if there's extra things in the statement that's not giving, you're not going to get your points for this question. You have to understand. You have to understand. And then you match what you understand from the text to the statement that you have. So, ignore anything you already know about the topic. Identify any words that change the statement, like the modifiers that we say. Some, all, mainly, often, few, always, occasionally, and so on. Those words they test if you have read the whole statement and if you understand the whole statement. And then, can you repeat, you guys, because this is really important. This is one of the hardest questions in IELTS. And that's why I really repeat each important point. And there, if you don't have at least true, false, or not giving option in your head, you have to reread and reconsider your statement and redo that after you've finished. Don't redo the statements, stuck. You don't be stuck on it. So, you have to read the appropriate part of the text very carefully. So when I find the passage that have my keywords, I have to read that passage very carefully and understand what that passage means. Don't only look for keywords or synonyms, and based on that you can answer yes or no, not given, true, false, not given. That's not going to work for these questions. A lot of people say if you cannot find literally anything in the text that is related, just put it not given. If you don't want to waste your time, but that's a strategy you use it at the end, not at the beginning at all. So answers are in the same order. Yes, no, not giving questions are very different. Okay, true, false, not giving, we're dealing with facts again. So we have to look for facts. Okay, strategy-wise, we said underline keywords. Find your paragraph that have these keywords. Read that paragraph. Try to understand that, and then compare to your statement. Based on that, if it's already the statement agrees with the information, you put true. If it is the opposite, you have to put false. And if it's somehow not accurate or it has missing information, then you have to put not giving, and you move on to the next question. So, strategy-wise, I said not giving questions that we will see. But for now, focus right here, and then I'm gonna split the screen in two. So let's go right here and read each of the statements. So each paragraph will have 3 statements, and we will figure it out based on that. The first one says the Homeless World Cup was started in Scotland. Is it true? Is it false? Or is it not given?
Not given.
Correct.
Not given.
Bravo. So it's not given because it's not mentioned. Okay, that the place, that started is not mentioned in the text. Okay, that's what is not given. The next statement says the Homeless World Cup was started in 2001. So the Homeless World Cup was started in 2001.
False. It was established, not started.
They're the same. Started and established.
I think yes, true.
Yeah. So started and established, they are the same. In the meaning. So the answer for this one is true. Okay, so the only trick that they did right here is just to somehow trick you with the verb. The participants in the Homeless World Cup are all men.
False, because both genders.
Correct. The text are both genders, which means both genders means men and women, not only men. Okay, so that's for statement 3. Let's go to the next 3 statements, 4, 5, and 6. The first one we said the participants in the Homeless World Cup are people of all ages. Sorry, this one is actually for statement number 4. It's also for the same paragraph, so this one here. Okay, so the participants in the Homeless World Cup are people from all ages. What about this one?
Actually, not given.
Correct. Great job. So, not giving because there is no mention about the ages in the text. The age criteria was not mentioned. So we said it's not given. Or we put in the answer sheet NG. We don't need to write down not given. Now, statement 5 compared to 5, 6, and 7 compared to the next passage. Since 2001, more than 70% of the participants since 2001, more than 70% of the participants have found jobs as football coaches or players.
False.
False. Great job.
Regular employment.
That several did. When they say several did, so in these type of factual information, they play a lot with words that I told you about, like the modifiers and these things. Because they can change the meaning, and based on that you can understand if it's like false, true, or not. But so far they said that several did, but this is not the same as 70%. Because of that, we put false. Next one says, since 2001, more than 70% of the participants have improved their circumstances. Is this true, false, or not given? Correct, it's true. This one is true. Just as mentioned, they have improved their housing situation or chosen to develop their education. And also employment. So gained regular employment, improved their housing situation, chosen to develop their education. 7. Since 2001, more than 70% of the participants have said that they are happier. What about their feelings?
Not given.
Not given. Great job. So in this paragraph, they did not discuss the feelings. So there's no mention about how they felt. That's why the correct answer is not given. So far, so good. Let's move on to the next batch. We have statement 8, 9, and 10 related to the third paragraph. But we want to spot the paragraph based on the word keywords. Okay. However, we go to the statement number 9. It says David Duke, again factual information, coached the Scottish team in Cape Town in 2006. True, false, not given.
True.
Correct. Great job. So he returned as the Scottish team coach. Statement 10. David Duke played for Scotland in Cape Town in 2006.
Excuse me, statement 9, not 10. You didn't take 9.
10 here. Oh, wait a second.
We answered 8, now 9.
Oh, okay, we jumped into, sorry, excuse me. Okay. Now we are at 9. David Duke coached the Scottish team in Cape Town in 2006. The same.
Also the same, true.
That's why I'm confused. Okay. Back to statement 10. David Duke played for Scotland in Cape Town 2006.
False.
False. Great job.
2004.
Why it's false?
Because he represented Scotland in 2004.
Because he coached, not played. They used the wrong verb. In your paragraph says he coached. So he represented Scotland, but he did not present as a player. He presented as a coach.
No, I think if you read the statement, who represented Scotland in 2004 and returned.
Yes, but the question is only about 2006.
Okay.
Not about 2004. Forget about it.
So this is false.
Yeah, so this one is false, 100%. Why? Because he was a coach in 2006, not a player. Now, what?
Excuse me.
Yes.
I think we answered statement 8 wrongly. This is information is not given.
Actually, 8 and 9, I'm a bit confused because they're the same, but
No, they are not the same. 8 asking about the winning team, which is not given on the paragraph. 9 is given. This information is given.
You're right. I rushed it. So here, statement 8 says David Duke coached the winning team in Cape Town in 2006. we do not know from the text if his team won. Okay, so this one is not given. He's right. Winning. Okay, I really thought it's the same. I just rushed it so much. He is right. So this one is not given. And then 9, David Duke coached the Scottish team in Cape Town in 2006. For question number 9, he returned as the Scottish team coach. So this one is true.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So I apologize. I just rushed it. I didn't even I think I didn't even read it correctly because it was like so too small to me as well. I was confused. I thought they were the same. Sorry about that. So, and then we said 10. David Duke played for Scotland in Cape Town in 2006. This one is false because he was as a coach and not a player in 2006. Yeah. So far so good for these 3. Sorry about the confusion. Okay, now the last 3 are talking about our last paragraph as keywords. The first one says, which is statement 11. Let's be clear right here. The 2005 Homeless World Cup produced the largest crowds in its history. Have information about the crowd size?
Yeah, we have, but it is, I think it is 2.
We have information about the crowd size in the previous years in history.
If we check the first sentence, the 2005 total was over 50,000.
Correct, you're right. Now, is it compared to the history?
No information, not given.
Correct, great job. So there's no information about the crowd size in other years. That's my question. Okay. The next, so this one is not given, NG. The next one says the 2005 Homeless World Cup produced considerable media interest. True. Because it says there was significant media publicity, which is basically a paraphrase of my statement and has a great match. They are exactly the same in the meaning. Then the last one says the 2005 Homeless World Cup produced 50,000 spectators per game. False. Per game. This is about all the tournaments, total crowds, but not per game.
Yeah, that's right.
They're talking about the total for the competition, not the total per game.
So that's not given. No
This
any
one-
information about per game.
This one basically says here it should be 50,000 in total for the competition. The information is given, but are they talking about 50,000 per game or 50,000 in total?
In total, 50,000 total.
Yes. So is
Not
this
given.
information not given or is this false information?
It is not easy because if you said false, it is right. It is in the paragraph for the total competition. Here, not per game. And also for given, not given, we don't have any information about the size per
game.
game. Yeah.
Yes.
So that, in my opinion, it is not given.
Okay. So if you basically look at the information that you have, okay, the 2005 Homeless World Cup produced 50,000 spectators per game versus the total, which is the same exact number and the same exact things, the more accurate, sometimes, yeah, you are confused, but you have to go with the process of logic, okay? As I said previously, in this type of situation, it's more about your understanding than your how you think it is, okay, based on the statement. So this statement says you have 50,000 spectators per game. Your text says you have 50,000 in total.
So false.
So this one is false. They just are trying to represent the information not accurately. Okay, so this is why it's false. Okay, it's not giving the whole information itself. It's somehow they did not discuss it or did not talk about it. That's the main difference. Yes, it's confusing, but once you practice, you will understand the type of sentences that they try to trick you with the not giving and the type of sentences that they try to trick you with false. Okay, just compare it to your paragraph and think about the information that you have and the information in the paragraph. Are they something, is there something that try to trick you with like small things, or there is like literally things that are not even, like it's a whole new point that they can add to the paragraph. So when it comes to like small things like per game or in total, it's gonna be false. Like, you know, small details. But if it's gonna be like a whole new point that has nothing to do with that, it's gonna be not given. Okay, so this is the main differentiation if you want to differentiate this dilemma, okay, or this problem between the NG and the F questions. All right, is it clear so far for this exercise? You have to go practice.
That's okay.
All right, so second step right here, we have to practice the question, and then we will discuss the yes or no and practice it as well. The yes or no also have a skill practice related, so I know I took a little bit more time for these tasks than the others, but because they are really confusing for a lot of people and they need a lot of attention. Let's take a look at these statements, and we have the text right here. And your text. Skim your text first for a minute, and then select your keywords and jump into, I have to just delete the answers. So here we've got but before that, just give a quick look to understand what they're talking about, the idea, how the paragraphs are distributed, the main ideas. Just quickly skim it, and then we will discuss the statements. I know it's small. I understand the problem with small stuff. Give you just a minute, and then we will go and jump to the bracket. right, let's jump into the practice part. Of course, in that preparation time, you should have read your statements very well, very, very well, and select your keywords. Then we're gonna go scan for words. The first one says, personality tests in the 1950s had answers which were either right or wrong. We have these, we have to select our keywords like personality tests, factual information like the 1950s, which answer whether they're right or wrong. Here we have whether right or wrong, not whether, but right or wrong answers. Okay, answers right or wrong. If we go to our, it says personality tests. In the 90s had answers which were either, those are the words that that you know, the quantifiers and tricky words that I told you about. So either right or wrong. So this one says modern personality tests date from 1950s America. When George Kelly invented his personal conduct theory, his work was designed to elicit personal information by asking people open questions about themselves that could not be interpreted to having right or wrong answers. What do you guys think about this statement? What about this information and the text information?
Oh,
It's false.
I think there
Don't
is
look at the keywords only.
encrypted. It is
Interpreted. Interpreted, it means that it could look like there are something, but there's something else. So it could not be interpreted as having right or wrong answers. So he says that this person, George Kelly, invented personal construct theory. This personal construct theory was designed to decide or talk about personal information, but how? By asking people open questions about themselves that could not be interpreted. So the answer of that open questions, they could not be interpreted as right or wrong answers. Okay. So it says they had answers which were either right or wrong. That's not correct. The text says there is no right or wrong answer for these questions. And your statement says there is either right or wrong. Okay, do you guys understand the difference between the statement and your text? So the open questions about people, okay, they could not be, there's no right or wrong answers. All the answers are considered to be correct. So there's no, if I ask you, what do you think about, let's say, these curtains? This is about your own perspective, your own mindset, your own opinion. There's no right or wrong answers for, for these things. It's just how you see things. Okay? Right? So here it says, if you want to continue, for example, asking a person whether he consider herself or himself to have leadership skills will generally produce the response that he possesses them in abundance. Okay, so these type of questions, if you ask somebody in an interview or the personality tests, you know, these personalities about do you have leadership skills, are you a patient person, do you like these type of personality tests or quizzes. If you ask, okay, do you have leadership skills, the people will respond that generally, so automatically in abundance, that they have these skills. But asking them how he consider himself to be different from his boss, this might give you the type of information that you really need to understand if he has leadership skills or not. So based on the answer you can of the person on that specific question, you can understand if it's right, like, okay, he have the necessary leadership skills or not. So the temptation here to provide anything other than honest answers are removed. So there's not a lot of if you ask, oh, do you have leadership? Yeah, of course I have, like that. But if you say, okay, what's the difference between you and your boss, you can understand literally what kind of leader he is, or what type of boss he had, what his perspective of leadership is, and other things as well. So it says, and the descriptive terms are introduced by the person being tested rather than the questioner, allowing you or more personal information to be introduced. So if you look at the statement, the answer is false. It says clearly there is no such thing as right or wrong. And in your statement, it says there is right or wrong statement. Okay, so it's just the opposite. All right. The next one is also in here. It said asking interviewees directly about their leadership skills should be avoided. Like here. Asking a person whether he consider himself or, like, you know, to have leadership skills will be generally produce a response that he possesses them in abundance. So they say that it should be indeed avoided. So this one, the answer for this one is, what do you guys think? It's true. Okay. So the writer says, if you ask somebody directly, do you have leadership skills? It's not going to work. You're not going to have the right answer that you really want. You're not going to be genuine in their answer. They try to give you something generic. Okay? But if you ask an open question, you will have like more innovative, as they say, and ideas and examples about that person. Okay. Next thing we says, Kelly's tests could easily detect lies. Kelly's test can easily, let's check here. So Kelly's test, this is how they named it in the statement, could easily, these are some words that, as we said, detect lies. Okay, it says here, research can use this information to create complex grids and maps and individual personality, and that can be used to compare it with others. Okay. This one is not given. There's no such thing as that. In this whole statement is not given here at all. There's nothing relevant to that. Okay, so not given. Next one it's talking about new factual information. I would underline it with this one right here, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work. Okay, so Rosenberger has invented a new personality test. Let's take a look at this factual information. Has invented a new personality test. Something new. So we're talking about Rosenberger. So, and then they say invented and a new personality test. Let's read this because this is basically our answer paragraph. It says, he's the leader, right? Has transformed the usefulness of the tests by feeding its results into high-capacity computers.
So the answer is false, right?
So this one, Rosenberg has invented a new personal test is false. It's not the right thing. That's false. He did not invent anything new. He just computerized them. That's it. So this one is false. Next one, the software has yet to be used outside Germany. Again, these words that changes. Okay, the modifier. The software, the subject, has yet to be used outside Germany. Again, these things like the main verb and you know, things that I will underline, but I don't have this option, so I'm just gonna highlight everything. But it says has yet to be used outside Germany. Okay, German companies. So this is somehow my last statement, and that's my last paragraph. It's talking about Germans company, but here they're talking about outside Germany. Okay. Tools company is employing it to select members of its own staff and some from other companies to take part in a joining project. A second firm is profiling in its entire staff before restructuring to find out who will best fit where. So this one is not giving. There's absolutely nothing mentioned about the thinking or the thought that they will use it outside Germany. Okay, so this one is not given. If you check if you understand your paragraph and you check your statement, try to compare them one-on-one. It's going to be not given. Okay. All right. Clear for this one? Okay, now let's go to the last question here. app that you can practice paraphrasing, which is the Killbot app. We discussed it, but let's explain it first, and then I'll go to the classroom and reopen it. Now, yes, no, not given. So you can see here an example of yes, no, not given questions taken from one of the Cambridge reading and practice test. Okay, so right here, you have to understand that how it, as I said, it looks a bit similar than true, false, not given, but the whole idea here is different. So these type of questions, especially in yes, no, not given, they can be tricky because they are, they have to be the skill of correlating information in the question statement. So you must decide whether the writer opinion in the text agree or disagree the opinion. We're talking about the mindset, okay? Or if that information was not given at all. Now, what you need to do is you have to read your statements very well. So you will understand and you will know what information that you will need to look for in the passage, mentally, I mean. Make sure that you try to, in your mind, any statement that you see in IELTS, you have to understand where's my subject, where's my verb, where's my object, where are the nouns and modifiers that can change the meaning. Of course, at the beginning, if we have any passage, we have to skim it first to understand what are we talking about, what are the main ideas right here, what is this, okay, that I'm gonna read and have to extract the amount and compare this information from. And then when you tackle the statement, you have to look at the statement and then take a look at what you got, select your keywords, which are the words that often have synonyms, similar meanings, relevant words in that reading passage. And if you have any factual information, try to underline it so you can differentiate what you are really trying to think about other words and what you are considered to be factual information in your mind. If you find it really highly difficult or very difficult that the information you cannot find that information in your passage, then there's a high possibility that the information is considered to be not given. So do not push your time to try to guess. It's always based off what the writer thinks about it. Be careful. So in this question, you have to put yourself in the shoe of the writer, not in your own belief or topic, you know, that you read about that things and, you know, the statements. So be careful about that. There's a lot in one of the tricks that to try to trick you here in the IELTS, that, as I said, there's a lot of keywords that matches your paragraph very well, but there is different, like specific small words that changes the meaning. So don't think that, okay, I have similar keywords, it means the answer is yes. If I don't have similar keywords, the answer is no. Okay? If I don't have anything, no, it's not like that. You have to really focus very, very well and understand your statement, because the statement is about other opinions, and then you have to compare the opinion in the statement with the opinion of the writer. Are these opinions matching or not. Okay. Now, so when it comes to not giving, as I said, it's always strict logic. Okay. Let's go to the skill practice, and you will understand what I mean when it comes to this, to the yes or no not giving. But so far, you understand the strategy, you understand the format for the steps, and now it's time to understand when and how these statements are in your exam. Okay. I'm gonna reopen the thing because I closed the link and I'm supposed to close and have that's good. In this skill practice is going to be different than the one we did with the true false given. As I said, at the statement, they do agree, you say yes. If it does not agree in the opinion with the writer, then we say no. If the opinion is not related to the opinion at all, we say not given. It's not even related. Okay. So the text number 1 says, a number of life-saving medical treatments have resulted from laboratory experiments on animals. Statement 1 says, because of the use of animals in the development of new medicines, many people's lives have been extended. What do you guys think about this one? A number of life-saving medical treatments have resulted from laboratory experiments on animals. Think about the opinion of the writer versus the opinion in the statement. Do these opinions match, agree? If it's agree, it means yes. If it's not, no. If there is no ideas that matches, then it's not given.
I think yes.
Correct. Great job. Well done. So this idea agrees with the idea of the writer. Okay? I'm talking about opinions and ideas. Okay? The second statement says, the experimentation on animals has helped to produce a better selection of cosmetics for people.
No.
Yes, no, or not given. Again,
No.
fact. A number of life-saving medical treatments have resulted from laboratory experiments on animals. And then they say, the other opinion says, experimentations on animals has helped to produce a better selection of cosmetics for people.
Not given, I think.
Not given. There's no cosmetics involved in the writer's opinion. It's not even, it's not even one of the ideas that he's presenting. If the idea is somehow contradicting the writer, then the answer is no in that case. But let's continue to understand better. I should not like show you guys the answers. Statement 3, using animals to develop life extended medicine has been quite unsuccessful. So using animals to develop life extended medicines has been unsuccessful. While the writer says a number of life-saving medical treatments have resulted from laboratory experiments on animals. So because of these animals, they saved a lot of people's lives. So
Answer no, because it is successful.
yes, the answer is no, because in the writer idea, he said it's successful, and in the statement it says unsuccessful, which does not agree with the writer. All right. So next one we have this statement. Although animal rights activists argue against animal experiments, the reality is that there is often no effective alternative to trialing new drugs in this way. Look at it. Try to, analyze it a little bit. Now let's go to statement 4. Using animals to test new medicines is unpopular with people who support animal rights. So this one is yes. This agrees with the text.
So what's the meaning with the unpopular?
Unpopular with people who support animal beliefs. So it says that the idea that using animals to test new medicine is unpopular. Okay, so with people who support animal rights. So it's like they don't agree with that.
Unpopular meaning they don't agree.
Yeah, when I want to say okay, it's not a popular opinion, it means that it's not it's not a good opinion, but in a nice way.
Yes, okay.
I'm not gonna say like it's a wrong opinion. They say it's unpopular, so it's like maybe 0.01 or 1% that people think it is. Okay.
Good.
So this one is yes, because it agrees with the writer point of view. Words like argue against, we have here argue against. Okay, we'll tell you the hint. Okay. The statement 5 compared to your opinion, the opinion of the writer with the opinion in the statement. They say here animals are chosen for experiments if there is a large population of their species. So, animals are chosen. Here, this person is talking about how animals are chosen. The writer says, although animal rights activists argue against animal experiments, the reality is that there are often no effective alternative. There's nothing else that they can alternate with. Okay, there's no other solution. Okay, that they can new drugs and what they want in the way that they want. So
The answer is no.
Not given. Not given.
yes, correct. The answer is not given. The reason why, because there's no opinion in the writer's point of view talking about how animals are chosen. So this opinion about how they choose the animals do not it's not about agreeing or not. It's not even in the perspective of the writer. The writer did not even think about it. Okay, about how they are chosen based if they are if they have a large number of their species, like for example rats and mouses and you know, the lab mouses, I don't know what they're called. Okay, so they did not talk about that at all, because they have large population of their species. Then yes, I can use them for experiments, or this is how I choose them. It's not given. The last one, rather than using animals, there are better ways of testing new medicines.
Yes.
So this one is no. This is disagreeing, because the writer says there is no better way. This one says yes, there is better way. Remember?
That's right.
He said there's no way that we can do the things alternatively. So this one, no, there is a way. So this one is no. Okay. So next we have this one. Before exposing people to potential dangers with medicines which are not thoroughly tested, using other species remains the best way to predict any side effects in humans. So because they said that they cannot expose humans to danger. So this is why basically they use other species, which is the best way that they can predict if they have a side effect on humans. Okay, let's just understand, I'll let you just a second, but understand that statement before we go to other things. Okay. All right. Now I have to move the stuff because it's gonna be all. Okay. Now, the animal which is most often used in laboratory testing is the chimpanzee.
Not given.
The safety of a new drug is established by testing it on animal.
We can say yes, but in the text it is in a species, but not mentioned animals. But we can understand that we can use animal to test the drugs inside it.
Yeah, when other species they mean like animals, but they don't want to say, animals. Here they say that, so it's the same idea basically. Okay, your answer is correct. So it says basically it agrees with the opinion. As drugs are tested first, scientists find out if they are safe. So they tested first on animals, and this is how they do it. After being tested on people, new drugs are given to animals.
Yes, no, it should be opposite. We test always on animals, and after that approve.
Correct.
After approving, we can get it to the
Bravo. Exactly. So based on your understanding of this opinion is a no agreement with the writer. It's basically the opposite, just like the subject. 4, and this is the last one. I know I just give a lot for this one, but it means a lot, so you have to understand this. It will change your score dramatically for the IELTS, okay? Until completely accurate and reliable computer models of the human body are developed. Unfortunately, animals will continue to be used to test new medicines. Okay? So, got it?
That's okay. This means we will continue using the animal model instead of the human model.
Yeah, until they have an accurate and reliable robots, or computer models. They call it also like human robots that can literally give accurate information about the feedback of this new medicines. Then they can stop using the animals. That's the only way that they can do it. Other ways, they will not gonna change anything. Okay, computers are able to replace animals in laboratory testing.
Yes.
Computers are able to replace animals based on the writer.
But we can use it. But we need to modify the
Until, but does until means that they can use it? It's not. It says unfortunately at the end. So if you put unfortunately, basically unfortunately it should be at the beginning, but they put it in the middle.
So no.
Yeah. So the answer is no, because it says until the time where we have an accurate specimen of the human body that can react exactly the same as the human reacts to the new medicine, then we will stop use the animals. But until then, I will not gonna change anything about the system, how they test new medicines.
Okay, you are right, but we can back to the question. The question said that the computers are able, not accurate. He didn't say that accurate or computers with accurate and reliable. He said in general computers. Now we use computers, but what the result is not accurate. But we are using computers. So,
we are using computers, but think about the opinion itself. Think about the opinion compared. It's not like a factual information like before. Here, yes, no, not given. We're talking about opinions. If someone tells the opinion of computers are able, but the writer says because this is another opinion about the writer. He says that basically the computer models of human bodies until now they're not reliable and they're not accurate.
This means we cannot replace the animals by computer until now. Yeah, that's
exactly.
The keyword is replace. The replace is opposite all the things.
Exactly, this one. So this one, the answer is no. This disagree with my writer. So the next one, computer software. In between like 2 commas, which will replace animals, is being tested.
Yes.
We're talking about computer software. It's different.
Okay, not given.
Yeah, exactly. So this one is not given. So there's no opinion about computer software being tested, especially the fact that it's different between computer system and software, and the models that they're talking about they're not computer software. There are alternative of a human model. Okay, instead of a human, they put like a robot.